In this lesson, we will consider a template for future services. Let's go to the .example directory and look at the structure. Package.json. As we can see in the scripts block, we have scripts that will run in some situations. Strat.dev and startprod means that our architecture will have two modes, production and developer. In the production mode, we will use the PM2 module, which provides us with process monitoring. In the developer mode, we will use the nodejs module. It is good that it reloads the process every time it changes, and this can be convenient for writing some kind of logic. Next, we can see the common update. This script will help us conveniently update our npm module in all services at once. And a couple of scripts for clearing the cache. Let's talk about env file. The environment file will be divided into two levels, global and local. In the global, we will connect configs common to all services. And in local only those that are necessary for this service. Let's look at the two required parameters, microaction and gateway action. In order for our microservices to communicate using the RPC protocol, it is necessary to register all our services. Build file. And so you need to know about the build file. First of all, we connect the main modules that are used in all projects, config file, express, body parser, system file, and so on. We will not dwell on them, because these are commonplace things that you can find in open sources. Let's look at line 12. We see the registration of a gateway with parameters. Here we can see how we will connect the global env file. This is the URL of the rabbit. So the local file is the gateway action, which we discussed a little earlier. Line 37, connecting the main application routing. Line 58, creates a server and connects, microservice routing and Mongo database. Route express is the main distribution routing. Let's take a look at this class. This object extends another class, basic route, which we'll look at a little later. The constructor of this class initializes the extensible class, default express routing, and gateway routing. Init route is a pure express routing without queues, which sends a request to the controller to execute business logic. Init gateway, it delegates the request to the message queue, which is located in the Micromq route. The Micromq route extends the same base route as before. In the class constructor, we connect to the rabbit and initialize the routes, and if everything is fine, we send the log. We will look at error handling and logging a little later. Init route will accept requests that we delegated earlier in express route. The init action is an RP handler that will accept requests from our other services. In the following lessons, we will take a closer look at the full communication cycle of REST and RPC. The error wrapper is necessary for structuring errors. Each service must have the same pattern in order to reproduce the error. Let's open the class and take a look at it. It is located in our community in the error directory. We see that it extends the native node error class with certain fields and at the end calls a log with a warning category. Logging code parts is a very important procedure for code development and testing. We always need to know what is happening with the system at any given time. Let's open the log class, which is in the common of our core project, and take a look. As you can see, we will use the pino module. Our class has categories to designate our logs. The work of the class is very simple. We call a function of any category and pass a message. Our function calls the following save function and passes a module to asker to send our message to the logger service for saving to the database. Open the asker module. The module is very simple and accepts the following parameters: service, action, and meta. Service is our name of our service, in this case logger. Action, this is the action that we will initialize in the root Micromq. Meta is the data that we want to pass to our service. In line 5 and 6 we see the data that will always be sent in the request. This is the name of the service and the secret key, for security. Here is an example of an RP protocol transfer that will communicate between our services.